Greetings, Commanders, and welcome back to the Deep Space Carrier series here in Elite Dangerous. We are continuing our operations in the Imperial Eagle this week, just kind of cycling through our ships since we have our fleet carrier and a bunch of ships out here in deep space. We are on our maiden voyage out to Colonia, just to kind of get into the swing of things. We're only doing like 3 jumps at a time, once per week. We do a carrier reposition live stream every week at 6 p.m. on Sundays. At Sundays, 6 p.m. Pacific on Sundays, where we just do 3 jumps. Well, that's a little better. We do 3 jumps, 1,500 light years, once a week, and then we just kind of hang out in whatever region that ends up being, do exploration activities, and then move on again the next week. So we got a couple more months until we're actually going to make it out to Colonia. And it's giving me time to acclimate and figure out what I need to do to keep the carrier running out in space away from all of the support at the bubble. So that's kind of what we're doing right now. I have to be extra careful in this particular ship because the fuel tank is really small on it, and I've already had one instance where I went to a star and it was not a fuel scoopable one, and it made me a little bit nervous. So I'm trying to be extra careful to make sure, because I can only afford... Oh, okay. I can only afford to do that once. If I jump to 2 non-scoopable stars in a row, we're going to end up having to self-destruct. So I really want to avoid having that happen. Ooh, 4. Okay, we found a 4 biological body in the system here. So we're definitely going to go check that out. Finish. Crap. All right. Finish scan. Whoa! Don't know what just happened there. Had a little bit of a jump. Before we get too far into the video, I'd like to ask you to help us to reach 10,000 subscribers by hitting that subscribe button. It is the next major channel milestone that we have. So, and the number doesn't go up unless you actually press the button, so be sure to go ahead and do that. Hit the like button to spread the video out to more people so that they have a chance to subscribe as well. And then when you're done watching this video, we have more than 1,600 other videos on the channel, all different kinds of games organized into nice, neat little playlists to make it easy for you to find whatever it is that you're looking for. So be sure and go and check that out when you're done. This gets us close. Slow down a little bit, super cruise, assist, and then we'll go scan the planet and find out what's on here. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty nice. Still trying to figure out what I'm gonna say still trying to figure out. We still have a while before we're gonna be figuring out what's after Colonia, but I'm not the kind of person who likes to wait till the last minute, so I'm open to suggestions for different places that we can go once we're finished going to Colonia. We might hang out in Colonia for a few weeks once we're done with this trip, just because, very much like Jameson Memorial, it's kind of like a hub of activity, or it's almost like a little mini bubble away from the bubble. So we might hang out there for a little bit, do a little bit of stuff, maybe buy some more ships, because if I remember correctly, Jacques Station at least has access to all of the ships. I don't remember if it has a discount, but it at least has access to all of the ships. So, any other ships that I might want to grab before we head out into deep space before we leave, I will definitely want to do that while we're there. Because once we head out into deep space, I don't know if I don't even know if we're ever coming back. Especially with how long it takes us to move the carrier, with the way that I'm choosing to do it. We're going to be gone for years probably, so I definitely want to try to make sure that we have everything that I think I could possibly ever need for the foreseeable future. Stratum, it's going to be the regular Stratum, but we'll go ahead and focus on that because it'll be a decent amount of money. I want to make sure I have everything I need for the foreseeable future to make sure that I don't regret having left something behind, because that's going to suck. So we'll get to Jacques Station. We'll hang out there for a little while, maybe do some missions. I could have swore I turned that off. The menu, the lag of response of the menu system in this game is really irritating. It's really, really irritating. It's super frustrating to go in there, press some buttons and expect things to work, and then you go to try to do something and you find out, oh, it didn't actually respond to my key presses. So great. Alright, so stratum, osseous, bacteria, and I don't remember what the other one was, but I was mostly concerned with the stratum. We'll go down here, try to find that, and then anything else that's nearby, we'll go ahead and grab that as well. But for now, I'm mostly just worried about the stratum. Now, unfortunately, it's not going to be Stratum Tectonicus, because you only really find those on the high metal content planets, but still. Especially if we can get first footfall here and grab 2 or 3 different species of stuff, that'll be a pretty decent. That'll probably be about the same as getting a single Stratum Tectonicus if we can do that. And we're far enough away from both the bubble and Colonia that we should have a pretty decent chance of getting first footfall on most of the stuff we find out here. Even though we're kind of on a well-traveled like star road or whatever you want to call it. There's still enough systems in between the bubble and Colonia and all that a lot of the stuff we're going to find is going to be first footfall. All right, cool. So wait for the landing gear to come out.
Landing gear deployed.
And go grab our sample. And then I'll try to keep an eye out as we're skimming the surface to see if maybe we can find 1 or 2 other things. Okay, scan that. And back to our ship. So I cycle through all of the ships that I have. I don't have every ship in the game, obviously, because that would be kind of overkill, but I brought along most of my favorites, just so we have something to cycle through and have something different to fly every week. Because flying the same ship over and over and over again, day after day after day, week after week after week, it gets kind of boring, and it's nice to have something a little bit different. So this week we're flying the Imperial Eagle. Last week we were flying the... Oops. I got a little bit aggressive there, and fortunately I have shields, so I didn't really have to pay for it. And you can see how fast my shields recharge. I got the BioWeave shields, and that makes it a very quick recharging thing. Okay. All right, scan this guy, get 1 more, and then we'll move on. So like I said, one of the things I try to remember to bring up every time I have a video or my live streams is I'm trying to come up with like a galactic racing league, because I think it would be kind of fun to do racing out in the black. But the trick about that is you got to get enough people interested to actually want to participate in that. So my vague thought process on all of it is, oh, perfect. We'll cover that in a second. Hold on, I want to position myself so I can take advantage of the fact that these are all right here next to each other. All right. My vague idea is that we'll get a group of people who are interested in racing, and then hopefully a group of people who are interested in exploration, and it will give the explorers something else to look for while they're out in space, outside of just the standard, looking for this stuff or whatever. Oh, that reminds me, I need to bring up Elite Observatory. I keep forgetting to do that. It's not habit for me yet, so I always forget. Okay, so we'll start the monitor and yeah. Okay, so now we have Tussock, so we'll grab these as well. It'll be really nice if we can also find the osseous that's here, because then we'll get all 3 of the major samples that I really want to grab. I haven't seen any patches of bacteria, which means that they're going to be the same color as the ground probably. So I don't know how much of a priority I want to make finding those, but if we happen across them, then great. But anyways, the point is it'll give us something else to do outside of just the few pre-provided activities that the developers gave us to do. A lot of people complain about how there's just not very much to do. They get bored very quickly, and then they want to move on to other games. And my response to that is, well, you got to come up with your own projects. It's very much like games like Minecraft and stuff. You got to come up with your own things to do. Oh, there we go. That's what we're looking for. Okay, down we go. This is why I run with shields, because I'm impatient and I always end up running into things, and yeah, that ends up going badly for me if you don't have shields. So better to have them and have a little bit of a buffer. Even though we're close to our carrier, just having that little bit of a buffer can mean the difference between life and death from accidentally boosting into the ground. So I always prefer to run with shields whenever possible, depending on what I'm doing. Obviously, there are combat-related activities where it makes sense to, go shieldless, but I saw a patch fly under me. I'm going to go a little further, though, just to make sure we're far enough away. Oh, right there. And, of course, the place I stop is right on unsuitable terrain. It never seems to fail. Never seems to fail. Okay, grab this guy here. Alright, so we got 2 out of the 4 samples so far. I think I will go ahead and fly around for just another minute just to see if we can find the... Oops. Just to see if we can find the osseous that's supposed to be here. Because I remember seeing bacterium, osseous, and stratum. I assumed that tussock was going to be the other one, but I don't remember seeing it on the list. But let's go ahead and skim the surface here and see if we can find the osseous that's supposed to be... I believe the osseous and the stratum... Oh, I just saw bacteria. I think I just saw bacteria. Yes, that is definitely bacteria. Now the problem is that the bacteria on this planet is the same color as the like off-color sand. So we're gonna have to be looking for shapes more than colors at this point, because the bacteria on this planet, while it is a very different color from the orange, like the reddish kind of colored sand that's around here, it's more or less the same color as the other striation color that's on the planet. So we got to be gonna really be paying attention on this one, I guess. But fortunately, because all we have is osseous and the bacteria, we don't have to necessarily be so close to the ground. All right, so there's another bacteria patch. We don't necessarily have to be so close to the ground because both of those tend to render further out than something like, say, the tussock, which you have to pretty much be right on top of before it'll finally render for you. So if we can be quick about this, we can grab our bacteria sample and maybe find some osseous, and we'll be able to get all 4. I don't remember. Did we get first footfall for this? I wasn't paying attention when we landed. Oh crap. Somebody was saying they kept saying in the system map it'll tell you that. So I guess we could go ahead to the system map real quick, check and see. I wasn't paying attention, so let's see. We're right here. They said in the first footfall by Gunthrek. Okay, so so we did get first footfall, which means that everything that we're getting on this planet, we're going to be getting. So that one had 2. This one had 4. I think we're going to go ahead and head over to that ice planet because by the time we're finished looking for this stuff and we get out of here, it's going to be pretty. I don't want to say. Well, I don't know. It's going to take me another minute at least to finish grabbing the last of the bacteria samples and then search around for a minute to see if we find some osseous, because I kind of want to go in that crater and see if they might be in there. And unfortunately, the bacteria is no longer cooperating. And I don't see the off colors anymore, so I'm thinking that we've left the area where the bacteria is. And so I would prefer to head back in this direction and maybe see if we can find some more. Because I'm not seeing that light grayish color that we were seeing that, where all the bacteria was. So I just want to head back over here and see if maybe we can kind of land here off so we can get some speed. So there's another crater right there. Oh, it's so frustrating when you have 2 out of the 3 of what you need and then you're not able to find another one. And now we're flying around hoping against hope to find what we're looking for. Oops. Got a little careless there. Oh, this is so frustrating. We had bacteria after bacteria after bacteria, and now all of a sudden, just nothing. Oh, it's so annoying. It's so annoying when it gets like this. I'm also getting some graphical lag for some reason. I have the settings turned down. I think. Let me hop into the settings really quick and make sure that it's all turned down to... Yeah, I don't have it up on Ultra or anything, so I don't know why I'm struggling to render things right now. Alright, well, I don't really know what's going on with this. I haven't seen any osseous, and I haven't seen any more bacteria. We are entering a new colored area, though, so I just want to fly around in this for a second and see if maybe we'll find some osseous over here. Because a lot of times when the color of the ground changes, you start running into the other species that you didn't see in the other areas. So, oh, see, like I said. I don't know how we didn't take any damage on that. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining in the slightest. It's just weird that we didn't take any damage there. But yeah, a lot of times when the color of the ground changes, you're going to start running into some of the other things that you didn't find. So we're just gonna give up on the bacteria. I don't really care about it anyway. I'm much more interested in grabbing the osseous than I am grabbing the bacteria. So we'll go ahead and grab this right now. Hopefully find 2 more other samples really quick. And then we can head over to that other icy body that has 2 biological signatures, and I guess grab some space mushrooms, because, you know, finding something is better than finding nothing, and I don't really want to go trying to find another planet. I don't feel like trying to go find another set of samples in this episode. So we'll grab this here, head over to the other planet, grab that there, and we'll be done. That's how we'll do it. So hopefully we'll be able to find 2 more of these relatively close, and we don't have to waste a bunch of time trying to look for this stuff. It seems like they're going to mostly be in these orangey areas here, so I'm gonna try to get into this sand-colored stuff, and hopefully they show up more. Oh, there's the bacteria again. Of course they show up after I get rid of the sample. It's always the way it works. It's always the way it works. Alright, we're not getting lucky with the osseous again. Yeah, it gets kind of frustrating when you can't find more of the stuff you found already. Because we just need 2 more of the osseous and we can be done here. Or I just have to kind of give up on it. Yeah, there comes a certain point where you just have to be like, you know what, I'm wasting too much time with this, and it's just not worth my time to hang out on this anymore. All right, here we go. This is why I don't like using the SRV, because imagine how much longer it would take us to cover this amount of distance in the SRV. Like a lot of people like try to make a big deal about how you're supposed to be doing exobiology in the SRV, and they don't need to add certain tools to your ship to make it easier to do this stuff from the ship rather than the SRV, because you're supposed to be using the SRV. And it's like, well, look how far we had to travel just to get over to this next sample. That would have taken way longer in the SRV to do that. So I'm a big fan of doing it this way. Skim across the surface, find what it is that you need to find, land, scan it, move on. I would love it if they did some kind of like rappelling option where you just put your ship in a hover mode, and all they'd have to do is just make that blue pillar of light show up on the ground with your ship up in the sky rather than on the ground. You know, like they wouldn't have to actually do any additional programming other than just adding some things in there that allow you to hover. That allows the ship to just hover and sit there and wait for you. Okay, come on. We just need 1 more osseous, and then we can leave here. But unfortunately, they're all so spread out that I'm having a hard time finding it. It's no bueno. Okay, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Give me one more osseous. That's all we need. Like, part of the frustration is just the fact that I know you guys are watching and waiting to find it as well. So it's like, it's not just me who's having to wait to find this stuff. It's you guys too. So it's much more frustrating because I'm trying to hurry up and get this done so we can move on to the next thing. But the game just does not seem to want to give me what I need. And unfortunately, continuing in that direction is just going to take us further away from the area where I believe the osseous is centered. I'm pretty sure it's mostly centered around this. I imagine we probably already found this one, but we're going to go check it out anyway. I would imagine we've already found this one, but we're going to check it out anyway, just because. Yeah. Oops. I feel like we probably already found these, but. Oh, never mind. We got it. All right, cool. So now we can head over to the other planet. All right. As a matter of fact, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just call it because it took us longer to get this done than I thought. So, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Please click the like button to help the video spread out to more people. Subscribe to help us reach 10,000 subscribers. Join as a member. The little join button down below the video if you'd like to support the channel. Gives you early access to videos among other perks depending on which of the tiers you choose. Or you can just leave YouTube's version of a tip with the thanks button. So again, thank you very much for watching this episode of our Elite Dangerous Deep Space Carrier series. Be sure to come back for our next episode, and I'll see you then.